I love that we are talking, and you're talking from your knowledge and experience now, and looking at like different, perspectives. Now, looking back, you've talked about your toughest moment, I understand. What would you say helped you the most?
Through life journey itself.
Yes.
It's my anchor of Christ. Yeah.
At that time, did you know Christ though?
No, I didn't. I got to know him later, and I can tell you that there has been a difference, transformation, purpose. I can see. The questions I said to you that I would ask the future and I couldn't see.
Yeah.
Now I can ask, and I can see.
You can see.
I can see in my mind's eye. I can visualize.
Can you tell us a bit more? To somebody who doesn't know Christ, to somebody who maybe doesn't understand. So the person is watching and going along, and it's like, oh yes, and then you say this, the person's like,
where's this one from?
What do you mean? Like, how did you even get there? How do I know? How will I get there myself? Can you just go a bit deeper?
Okay. I think it would be easier if I compare and contrast.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
When I didn't know Christ, it was like me, myself thinking, asking, and I was going all over the place. I didn't know my passion. I didn't even know what I was supposed to do. I knew in my mind that, okay, I want to do something. Ask me what I want to do. I can't tell you anything. I didn't have the answers that I needed to have. But when I found Christ, and it's also a journey. I also don't want women to think, or whoever is watching to think that when you find Christ today and then tomorrow. No.
Right.
It's a journey. It's a process. It's a relationship. And also, God in his wisdom gives time. And there's time for a reason. It allows you to process your relationship with him. Because it's in that process that you get to know. Intimacy is not a one-night stand.
Right.
Intimacy is courtship, getting to know each other,
growing
together, understanding each other, pouring out my heart, the endless sleepless nights of Christ, the comforting, the consoling,
the many apologies,
and asking for forgiveness. That is the process, and that is real. It is in that process that you hear him talk to you. It's in that process that I open my Bible and I can see myself like, wow, okay, this had to be you. And I'm a melancholic, so I write a lot. I can wake up at 2 a.m. and write. These days I've been told to stop writing, to put on my phone. I would write a vision, or I'll write something down. And then there's also work to be done. Many times when God gives us passion and vision, we think that that's the end of it. No. We have to work at it. Look at you. We are sitting here. It took you a lot of effort, time. You have to work at it. You cannot be passive in a relationship with Christ. You have to be an active participant. Many times where we fall short is the passiveness.
And I think, talking about relationship with Christ, one thing that I have learned, for some reason, I'm not sure why, maybe it will come to my mind, but for some reason I've always wanted to know the end before I start something. So I want to know where this is going to be before I start going, and at that time I probably didn't have such a strong relationship with Christ, so I wasn't growing in the Lord at the time, so I didn't have faith. I just almost always felt like I wanted to be secure before I take the step. But saying that you should start, that also takes a lot of faith. Because sometimes some people are not starting because they are wondering, where will it end? What if I put all in it and it doesn't work? And that's fear. Again, that's fear that we shouldn't have. So I think that's also an issue that, can be a bit tough. How did you get out of that? Because you talked about it, not wanting to do anything at the beginning. Now you just talked about how you found, but how did you get there?
How did I find Christ?
Yes.
Through an aunt in the UK. I was having some marital challenges, and she kept on, you know how you don't have anybody to cry to, so you go and cry to the only one. As I said, in fact, she's not even really my aunt, but she was a London aunt, an elderly lady who loved us so dearly, and so and she would say to me that, in fact, she didn't even say that you should give your life to Christ. She would just say, Amma, she used to call me Amma. Amma, she would take me. So it was in one of these services that I gave my life to Christ. But let me confess, at a very young age at Rich Church, I had even forgotten, I had given my life to Christ, but never followed it through. I think at the time it was a fashion everybody was doing, so I think I also did some. But you know what? The Spirit of God is so faithful. Even at the time that I hadn't nurtured that relationship, He never left me. I left.
Oh, He never leaves you.
No, I left. I didn't cultivate that relationship, but He was wherever. He was constant. So when I turned around and I rededicated, let me use that word because...
Right, because you had already done it, but now you understood it. Yes.
And He was there.
Oh,
I'm not saying that everything, no, it's not a magic wand. Please, it's not a magic wand. It's a process. So yes, through my aunt, so then I started going to church, I started dedicating myself more to the Christian faith, reading and understand. Even that, did I fall back? Yes, many times. There are many times that I hit a wall, I get frustrated and I give up.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
It. I'm not doing this again.
I'm not doing this again.
Yeah.
But as I said, He never left. All I had to do was turn back.
Wow. All you have to do is turn back.
Turn back.
Right. Now I want to ask you, you've said so many deep things. If I was to ask you one question, that how has all of this journey or difficulty, struggle, challenge, how has all of this made you who you are today?
Thank you. I ask myself that every day. I can't sum it up in one word, but I'll sum it up in a few. A little bit more resilient. A little bit more resilient. I have learned to fight my corner. I have learned to hold on. I have learned to not let go. A little bit. As a primary melancholic, I let go easily. I like to be in my corner. I don't like to fight, but I have learned that, Errama, one more push. Hold on a little bit more, hold on a little bit more. I've learned
this is something you say to yourself.
Yes, I say, how do you know? Physically, I tell, when I'm going through challenges, I pep myself. I say, no, hang on. Just one more time, try it again, And I've learned to understand that we are in a broken world with imperfect people. That is one thing that is helping me and guiding me so much. I don't think I have fully understood, but now I have a better understanding.
Please talk a little bit more about being in a broken world with imperfect people.
The Bible tells us, if you go to the beginning, Genesis, for all have sinned and fallen short of the glory. That alone, we are so broken. Everybody has their excesses. Everybody.
Nobody is
perfect. There is no one person that you and I know or will come across that doesn't have some brokenness. Of course, some more than others, because Jesus comes in. But you see, Jesus does not perfect the work. The work will never be perfect until He comes. So we are work in progress.
Right.
So some will have more brokenness than others. Some will know how to deal with it better than others. But we are all broken. Broken people break things.
Please say that again.
Yeah.
Wow. Broken people break things.
Yeah.
So that means everybody is breaking something.
Yeah. So we all have the potential to break.
Yes.
We all do.
Yes.
It takes grace. It takes grace. Imperfect world, because the Bible tells us it's an imperfect world.
Yeah.
Look, nothing will ever be perfect. But we can learn. That is not to say, but we can learn to live in the grace. You see, as Christians, that what makes us different from the non-Christians, I'm just being very emphatic about it.
Right.
It's because we have grace. Grace teaches you and I how to walk, how to relate, how to forgive. Yes. How to come back. How to do it again.
Yes.
How to trust.
How to push on.
Grace. Because I'm just going to compare, as I had done earlier on, my natural melancholic Errama without grace. I don't forgive. I hold on to things. I cut off people very easily. Those are my, I cut off people very easily. I'm a perfectionist. I don't give room for error. But the grace, the Errama that has been graced and walks in grace is learning. Let go. It's okay. You didn't apologize. Cool. I can forgive. Not because I want to.
But you've decided
because
to.
I've decided that, you know what?
Yes, let it
You know,
go.
I tease my kids. I always say that, you know what? I'm not going to let you stop my blessing. No, we joke about it. But I mean it.
Yes.
Because Renee, I have come to the point that my blessings are more to me, or mean more to me, than me holding a grudge against you. I have come to the point that what I need God to do in my life with me is too big to let an offense stop me.
Yes.
Do I get hurt? Yes. Don't get me wrong. Do people hurt me? Yes. Do I get hurt? Yes. Do I overcome it instantly? No. But I can forgive.
I feel like hugging you right now.
And I can learn.
Yes.
I can learn. And in my profession, I learn to put boundaries. I have understood what triggers me, so I manage it better. I'm learning. Even as I tell my parents, even as I am counseling, I'm counseling myself, because sometimes I'm saying something, I'll say in my head, hey, Rama, okay, please.
And when you say your parents, please clarify that. You're talking about the parents of the children.
The counseling, I call them members, the counseling members. Because, you know, every child is holistic. No child lives on an island. So many times, you'd be surprised, Renee, most of the problems that I find are to do with the significant adults around the children. So although I don't start from an adult, many times I have to branch into the adults.
But sometimes the children can lead you.
They do. They lead you.
Yes.
You have to follow their cue.
Yes.
Be it a teacher, be it a parent, be it a carer, be it a whatever. They lead you.
You know, I don't do psychology or what you do, but I do some personal branding, coaching and training, dealing a lot with self-image and self-confidence. You'll be amazed that sometimes a 50-year-old, 40-year-old, almost 60-year-old, the issues they have with their self-esteem started and developed when they are children and from what adults around them did or said to them. And that's deep. And that's deep. So I think what you're doing now, because I'm not that old, but in my time, we didn't have child psychologists that, shut up. What do you mean? You couldn't even talk.
You weren't supposed to talk.
To even express yourself. So if you're even in pain. So that's why I said you have to come back, because we have to do one where we are just talking, you know, to parents on parenting in today's world, because it's changed.
The principles are the same. It's just the delivery that has changed. Respect, moral compass, they're all the same. It's how we deliver it now that is different.
Now maybe there's somebody watching who is going through this hurt you've talked about, who's going through the brokenness, they are feeling broken, who's going through, who's watched and who's probably thinking, I don't forgive as well, is just thinking, I need help. That's it. And it could be in any area. Somebody's probably screaming, I need help. Can you please talk to somebody like that, probably watching now, thinking, I need help?
You know, everybody needs help. Everybody. Some more than others, but everybody needs help. What I would say that, you know, own your emotions. They are real to you. If you are hurting, you are hurting. Don't let people say, why are you hurting? Own that emotion. And it is in the owning that emotion that would help you to want to do something about it. If you push it aside or you box it like I did, you won't get help. Or you wouldn't want to get help. Own that emotion. Seek help if you need to. You know, Renee said counseling is not a bad thing. Many times, I mean, people say, oh, counseling, but you know, it's a good thing. If you find the right person, it's a good thing. You have family and friends, some, not all of them.
I like
let me
that's funny.
You know,
some.
God puts us in families for a reason. Find safe people. Talk. Learn how to talk. Learn how to share. It gives you something called catharsis. If you can journal, if you're somebody who writes, journal. Pour out your soul, your hurt, your whatever. In fact, when people don't even understand you, I have one young girl, people don't understand me. I say, write it down. But find help. And you know, when you are lying in your bed and you've cried and your heart still breaks and you think no help is coming, just cry out, Jesus. Just cry, say, Jesus, help me. When you say, Jesus, help me, what happens is that he really, really does come to help you. You realize that sometimes you would wake up feeling better. You have a phone call that you never expected to have. Somebody would direct you to somebody that would help that you never thought it was possible. Trust me, he comes in so many forms and so many ways. His help is ageless, limitless, boundless. Just cry out, Jesus, help me, and he will help you. Never give up. Okay? And it takes grace. You know, we talked about the relationship. You're talking about if you can't forgive. In our natural self, we can't forgive because we are human. We are broken. We hurt. But it is in the grace that we tap in from Christ that helps us to forgive. So if you can't forgive, that's okay because you're doing it in your own strength. Don't do it in your own strength. Tap into the grace that is available for you. Whatever you're struggling with, tap into that grace. Grace makes all things work better. It's a propeller. It's an advancer. It sees where we cannot see. It takes us places that we cannot go on our own. It opens doors. I'm sitting here today by grace. How I met Renee, by grace. Divine connection. That's what God does for us with the relationship with him. I hope I have spoken to you. I hope it means something to you. But ponder on it. Ponder on it. Thank you for
You've spoken so much to me today in so many different ways. And like you said, God does things in amazing ways. I mean, God, you know, because so I came here with my notes, my RenéeQ Show cue card.
I know, right? I love that.
I'm coming to interview, you know, not knowing that I'm coming to be ministered to.
Amen.
Because you don't know what I've taken from this.
All praise to God.
You know,
I'm so excited.
Glory to God.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
This is not about you watching, and you are blessed.
Oh yes, you
are
are definitely blessed.
And you don't know how blessed I am right now.
Amen.
And God bless you for being willing to share.
Thank you.
For being willing to be open, vulnerable. You know, I think it's something about our culture as well as Ghanaians.
Yes.
We're both Ghanaians, where we feel like meaning, like, you know, you go and share whatever it is you're going through. You'll probably be laughed at. You probably will be looked down upon. You probably will be disrespected. You know, there are so many different reasons or thoughts that make people, you know, just hide everything they're going through and not want to share or not want to be so open, like, you know, so what was the word transparent, you know. So do you think you can say a little bit about that? I mean, you were telling all of us to share, but maybe somebody has that mindset. What would you say to change that mindset?
You know, it's actually true. You know, our culture is very judgmental. Our culture generally is very judgmental. So I understand because I have been there. And many times we want to hide behind a mask. But then the question you ask yourself, you've been hiding behind the mask for a while. how far has it taken you?
Yeah.
So what I would say is that, look, find a safe person. When I say a safe person, somebody you can share with, knowing that, as you said, your matter is not going out. They're not going to ridicule you. They're not going to spread rumors. They're going to be judgmental. We all need, I'm encouraging, I have some young members that I deal with. I'm encouraging them to find one person who is a safe person. We need that. As human beings, we need relationships. That is the reality of it.
But some people have been so broken that they don't trust anybody anymore.
Trust,
and that is difficult.
It is.
Some people have been so broken, sometimes so disappointed by the people they thought were the safe person.
I agree with you. Actually, to be very honest with you, I was in that situation as well, where people that friends, as I said, I was with friends all over. The very friends that you thought were with you, later on you realize that no, they were actually not with you.
Right.
So yes, and I understand that, but that's where the Spirit of God comes in. I cannot speak without going back to that, because He directs our footsteps. He directs us to the right people. It might be somebody that you are not even thinking about to be the safe person, but you realize that the Spirit of God will make an opportunity or make a way for you to connect with that person. If worse comes to worse, find a counselor. A counselor has a job to protect you. So if you cannot find a friendship, a relationship, a family member at the time, and you can find a counselor, please do that for the meantime. But allow the Spirit of God to guide you.
How do you find counselors here in Ghana?
Ghana Psychology has actually put out a directorate now. So I believe starting from last year, they started putting us into a catalog and directory.
Okay.
Yes, and in fact these days, I believe that when you Google, because I believe I belong to 2 associations, and I also believe they are also cataloging and advertising us. So I think these days you have to Google. I must confess that I haven't gone to check, but I believe that if you Google, you should be able to find some counseling.
And can I ask if there's a specific, is there a group of Christian counselors?
Yes, please. Yes, please. I belong to Ghana Christian Counselors Association.
Oh,
yes,
that's
please.
fantastic.
Yes, it's awesome.
Because
I can understand. Because if you're a Christian, you want to go the Christian way. Yes, please.
I heard a testimony a lady once shared, and she needed help, and she needed help. I mean, she was a Christian, prayerful, everything, but she needed some help. And people had advised her to see a counselor and all that, and she was like, never, no, and all that. And somebody introduced her to a counselor, and it was more like she was directed to go there. She had to save her marriage. So she went, and she said the first thing when she entered his office, she saw a Bible on his desk, and she said it sort of gave her a sort of calm, sort of peace. Yeah. And then she said when she spoke to him, the first thing he said was, let's pray she said she just broke down into tears. And then when they started the session, he started and all. That testimony, I listened to it twice.
Wow.
And I thought that was so, and I was blessing her for sharing it, because in Ghana, as soon as you say counselor, everybody is thinking.
Yeah. That is the perception that we are praying, and I know God in His wisdom would help us to change that perception. But to be very honest, I think the younger generation are more embracing of counseling.
Right.
And through that, I am hoping, and we are very hopeful, that it would get to a point that it would not look down with the negative connotation that it has.
Right.
Because trust me, it's not negative at all. I mean, to God's glory, when I see the members that I have worked with as young as from 3-year-olds to I have 27, and I see some, I mean, I'm not saying it's perfect, but I see some of the testimonies and turn around. I'm like, it only had to be God.
Wow.
God in His wisdom knew the children, they needed help.
Wow, 3-year-olds.
Yeah, they needed help and brought them to me. I say this to God's glory. So I'm just saying that there are some positive benefits to counseling. Just find the right one.
Fantastic. And it's really important now that we pay attention to our mental health.
Yeah.
It's really important.
And emotional health.
Wow, mental and emotional health.
Very, very important.
Wow. God bless you so much.
Thank
you. Today has been a blessing, and I know
amen.
you are blessed as well.
Amen.
Wow. And I'd like to say a big thank you to Kibo 100% Natural Spices for giving gifts as well to my beautiful clients. This is a lovely hamper full of lovely Kibo products. I love their spices. I have to say my favorite is the ginger, garlic, and onion. I don't know if you know how Ghanaians we like cooking.
Jollof all the way.
What would you say is your favorite meal?
My favorite, banku and okra.
Really?
If I tell you the story of how I got to love banku.
Really?
You know, Francis, we don't eat banku and okra soup. We eat
the stew.
And I used to have some Ewe friends, and after school, I would go to their house. Can you imagine? And go and eat banku and okra. The first time my mother was in the UK with me and I did okra soup, the first question she asked me after so many years, where did you learn how to do this?
So you learned how to make it?
By myself, yeah, because I liked it that much. I don't like the stew.
Well, you could definitely use the ginger, garlic, and onion.
To chill them now.
And then you can use the hot pepper too. If you're one who likes meko, you can use it. You will love this. This is a lovely hamper. We have to say thank you so much to Kibo.
Thank you.
And yes, and I've had such a great time with you today. You've really blessed me. You've really blessed the lives of so many people watching. We'll have other episodes as well.
But God bless you. I received that.
God bless you for sharing. It's so much you've shared today.
Really, I can't even remember what I've shared.
I mean, it's so much you've shared today. Gone very, very deep and all that. We need this. That's why I'm having conversations like this. If we could only come out and really share these real stories that are part of who we are today, to impact the lives of women, to become who they are supposed to be. This is what God is asking us to do. I'm so happy. I just feel some sort of, I'll enjoy my keyboard tonight. So this is yours.
That's why, thank you.
Quite heavy.
I know.
Let's just slide it. So this is a lovely gift from Kibo to you. Very special. Just to say thank you so much, for your time and everything. And we definitely will be seeing you soon.
Definitely.
Thank you so much. Like I say every week, I'm blessed and I'm sure you are. And I'll see you next week. Stay blessed.